Now, time to get underway with the second barrage of Junior Rotax heats. Now, it's Heat 3, Groups A versus C. Here's your starting order. On the front row, it's going to be Boluet and Austin Lee with Kasper Schomans and Gustav Zusakovs on row 2. Nemanja Jovanovic and Jack West, row 3. Knud Nielsen and Enzo Boll round out the top 4 rows with Felipe Falk and Martin Ernesto Varga from Hungary rounding out the top 10 positions. Jimmy Kokalainen is joined on row 6 by Gabriel Cullen with Thomas Ingram Hill and William Murtaugh on row 7. Armand Hamilton and Thijs van Wijk round out the top 8 rows, followed by Sebastian Bach, Ian Boshoff, Anja Leber, Kiran Bartenstein and Andrija Kostic. That's the 21 strong grid. So the drivers will now go on to their formation lap, having had their sighting lap. We did have some sunshine this morning. Looks like a little bit more cloud cover is overhead, but there seems to be a drama. Nemanja Jovanovic very, very slow indeed, and might not be taking the start, and right peels into the pit lane. So Jovanovic unfortunately won't take part. That's going to put a dampener on the 211's opportunity here in the heats. Based out of Belgrade, the 13-year-old from Serbia. Well, for Jovanovic, it might be a possible throttle connection because the throttle cable was being pulled. That could mean that if that cart is repaired, then we might be able to go to Nemanja Jovanovic might be able to go to the end of the dummy grid and wait until the field gets through for the rolling starts. Oh, right, there's another one pulling into the pit lane. That's the Sodi kart, Sebastian Bach, I think, from RS Competition. Right then, 19 drivers are about to go into the tram lines this time. Out of the final corner, revs rise. Are we ready? Are we steady? Lights are out first time. Heat 3 underway for Junior Rotax. Good start by Boluet and a good start by Kasper Schomans. He goes around the outside of the Belgian. And is he going to get through? He's going to use the runoff area. And he's going to get the lead. Is Kasper Schomans? No, he's not. Boluet keeps it pinned to the outside. But he's going to lose the lead. He's not going to just lose the lead. He's going to lose second and third. Down to fourth goes the Belgian. And he gets attacked from behind. Oh, my goodness. Boluet, he was into the jaws of death right there. He managed to keep it still. And he's fourth place. I think it was a TB card. It might have been Felipe Falk that gave the... And, yeah, Nemanja Jovanovic not going any further. We're having to go across the track in order to get to Marshall Post 7 on the inside of turn number 12. But the leaders coming through. It is Kasper Schomans from the Netherlands, leading Austin Lee, Gustav Zusakovs and Boluet. 4 different nations in the top 4. And also, you got Enzo Boll, Knud Nielsen, Felipe Falk. Jack West was briefly in 6th position, now drops to 8th, ahead of Martin Ernesto Varga. Gabriel Cullen now up into 10th place, ahead of William Murtaugh with Armand Hamilton rounding out the top 12. But the top 4 has started to scarper away, but if I know Enzo Boll as Austin Lee up the inside of Kasper Schomans through turn 7, and now takes the lead on lap number 2. Sarkos might look to get an opportunity to get past. But that depends on what happens behind, because Boluet is looking to go at the inside of the 289 through into turn 10. Nice little bit of a Scandinavian flick from Boluet. He gets through on Gustav Zusakovs and now goes up into P3. But keep your eyes on Enzo Boll behind. Enzo Boll has cleared away from Felipe Falk and all the rest of them. So 2 minutes down, 5 to go. Kasper Schomans goes tight into the curbs on turn 2, whilst wrestling with the steering wheel at the same time. So it's getting a bit untidy a little bit further back. That was Gabriel Cullen in a 260 running wide, and I think someone else did too. That might have been Martin Ernesto Varga from Hungary. They round out at that point they were rounding out the top 10. Now Enzo Bol has closed. Enzo Bol has put in the fastest lap of the race, and what's more, he was nearly 7/10 quicker than Usakov's in 4th position. So hold on to your hats, folks. Here comes Enzo Bol. A little bit further back, nice switch move there from Armand Hamilton. That would have been for a position, and he's now up into Armand Hamilton now up into 7th position. A good start for the Aussie. Up 8 places into 7th position. Based out, 13 years of age, based out of Thornlands. Kees van Wijk having a little bit of his own dramas to deal with the likes of Thomas Ingram Hill, as there's a retake of the lead through turn 9. Kasper Schulman's on Austin Lee. Gustav Usakovs is now going to return the favour by getting past Boluet before they even hit the apex of turn 10. And there is Enzo Bol. Now we're underway with the 5-way scrap for the race lead. With 3¼ minutes on the clock remaining. A little bit further back, Marcel Zibo Jimmy Kokolainen is battling away with Vin Boshoff and Anya Levar. Now who's going to pull the trigger first here? Still got 3 minutes of this race, plus an additional lap to go. So there's anyone's guess thus far. Pick a driver, any driver, folks. And who are you going to put your bets on? Adjustment of the radiator flap by Gustav Usakovs there, down the Europe alarm. The top 5 after the previous lap, which is the completion of lap 4, is we're soon to complete lap 5, is just under 9/10 of a second, 0.885 to be more precise. And deciding to lunge up the inside of somebody else through turn number 12. The top 5 come across the line, and now I've just spotted that Enzo Bol is closing in and has now passed Boluet through into turn 2. Usakov's on the back of Austin Lee in the battle for second position. Kasper Schulman's attempting to break away, but nothing quite doing just yet. There's the move from Usakovs up the inside of Austin Lee. Through turn 6 onto the Europe. Very, very close between the pair. But Usakovs made it work. Enzo Bol, has got Boluet literally trying to swing from the fences over the rear bumper of the 204 from SP Motorsports. Whilst they've been battling away, Usakovs and Lee have both managed to pull away. So we're now heading into the final 75 seconds, plus an additional lap. So Usakovs now ahead of Austin Lee. Further back, there's some good battling happening. Has pulled a little bit of a gap over Gustav Usakovs, which is the best part of nearly half a second. And we'll go through turn 12 once again. So 2 more laps to go, including this one. Austin Lee pulls out of the slipstream and neatly gets past Gustav Usakovs, and then so Bol tries to get through and he makes it work. Nice work there by the 204 from the Netherlands. 14 years of age. There's Enzo Bol. Average age for the field would be, not taking into consideration how many years and days, it will be 13 is the average age of our Gini Rotax contingent. So, timer has expired. Next time around, it's going to be the last lap board being shown. Very shortly, we will have our third different winner from the third different nation in the 3 heats so far here in Junior Rotax. Last lap underway. Casper Shurmans has had his gap reduced because Austin Lee has just gone purple. 55.984 seconds from the 2.72 as Usakovs has now dropped behind not just Enzo Bol, but he's just been passed by Boluet for 4th place. Now, oh, great run coming out of turn 6 for Austin Lee, and now he's going to go up the inside down the Yurapalan, and that nearly offered the opportunity for Enzo Bol. But look at the top 5 now. Austin Lee drifts wide, he bumps over the curbs, and Shurmans back into the race lead with 4 corners to go, including this one. The gap was 1.2 seconds between the top 5. It's not even that now. But Casper Shurmans makes his way into turn 12. Who's going to win the battle for second? Austin Lee had that to contend with in his first heat. It's nearly 4 abreast coming out of the final corner. Casper Shurmans wins it. Who's going to get second? It's Austin Lee. Boluet steals 3rd on the line, ahead of Enzo Bol and Gustav Usakovs, who ran out the top 5 positions. Well, as soon as Austin Lee drifted wide coming out of turn number 8, that was all she wrote, and Casper Shurmans went, right, there's my opportunity. He got through, he made it work, he kept out of trouble, and everyone squabbled behind him. So, Casper Shurmans makes it 3 different winners in 3 different heats, and also 3 different nations. So that now makes it Great Britain, Latvia, and the Netherlands. So let's take a look of the results. Casper Shurmans wins by nearly 1.25 seconds ahead of Austin Lee, who pipped Boluet to the line for second. Enzo Bol, Gustav Usakovs, Felipe Falk, William Murtaugh, Armand Hamilton, Thomas Ingram Hill and Gabriel Cullen complete the top 10. Martin Enesel-Varga from Hungary having a better time this time around, along with Kieran Bartenstein, Jack West, Björn Boshoff, Thijs van Wijk, Anja Levar, Krud Nielsen, Jimmy Kokalainen, and Drija Kostic. And unfortunately, very early on in the race, we lost both Sebastian Bach and Nemanja Jovanovic. So, having a look back at the race, once again, the quietness was broken by the Rotax Roar. And a little bit of a moment, a little bit further back, early doors. But we got things underway, and Boluet got a really, really good start. Austin Lee didn't get off the line so well, but it was Casper Shurmans who went round the outside of Boluet going into turns 1 and 2. And the Dutchman made it stick then. We had this great little exchange between Boluet, who was sideways through turn 9, but then it was Casper Shurmans going through on the inside of turn number 9 towards the end of the race, ahead of Austin Lee, and Boluet was trying to get through on the 2.72 from Germany. Then Enzo Bol entered the fray through his 2 cents of the ring and managed to edge out Usakovs for 3rd place coming out of turn 2 and into turn 3. Austin Lee then centered up the inside off of the Yurapalan through on Casper Shurmans, and then all of a sudden Enzo Bol just had to really go hard on the brakes. And then this was the look behind Casper Shurmans. You can see 2 wide behind each other, and Austin Lee managed to get second ahead of Boluet, and Enzo Bol edged out down to 4th.